Hello everybody, Michael here for Tactica Imperialis. Something a little bit different today. Again, I'm not going to talk tactics. I probably would have used this time generally to talk tactics, but I want to talk models actually. Particularly talking about a range from Forge World. Forge World are Games Workshop's sister company, in a way. They make resin and plastic models to supplement Games Workshop's range. They do the Titans that you see, many super heavies have been Forge World made at least once. Many special characters. There are a lot of upgrade kits made by Forge World. And they've started something. Oh, actually, looking at this, they started it 18 months ago. And it is the Horus Heresy range. Now, for those of you who don't know your hobby, or perhaps are a little bit rusty and need a history lesson, the Horus Heresy happened in circa 31st millennium. And I've got an extract. This was the first piece of background they ever wrote on this type of thing. They had never done anything apart from regular 40k up until this point. And they released this. This was written, what was it now? In 1988, this little paragraph was written. The Horus Heresy is reckoned by many to rate as the greatest single disaster ever suffered by the Imperium. The specific details are known only to the Emperor, but its broader history is the stuff of legend. According to one version, Horus was once the most trusted servant of the Emperor. This is true. Horus was the Emperor's son, a Primarch of his own legion. But in his heart there dwelt a hidden evil, and he became seduced by this evil, came to nurture demons and other forces of destruction, as we become to know as chaos. Horus marched upon Earth, now known as Terra, with a third part of the hosts of the Imperium which he had seduced to his purpose. For 7 days and 7 nights the host battled until the Emperor caught Horus by the heel, cast him to the Eye of Terror, and within the third part of the hosts of the Imperium. Long story short, Horus and about a third of the Space Marines and Imperial Guard turned renegade. They turned to chaos. Many blame this on the Wordbearers Legion, but that's a story for another day. And they eventually got to Terra. And there was a massive war. It says here it took a week of pure on fighting marine on marine until the Emperor finally caught up with Horus, killed him, and cast out the Chaos forces. The actual story is not quite the same. In the battle, Horus was viewing it from his battle barge up above Terra, and he lowered his shields. Nobody's sure why. The details are only known to Horus, and he's long dead by this point. The Emperor senses this and teleports himself, his personal guard, along with a couple of other Primarchs, Rogel Dawn of the Imperial Fist and Sanguinius of the Blood Angels. They go up to Horus's battle barge, and they wage war on Horus himself. Sanguinius is killed, and Horus is killed. The Emperor's mind is practically broken. His body is shattered, nearly. Rogel Dawn gets there late. He's stranded on another side of the ship. He gets there, finds the Emperor in this state, and gets him back to Terra. The traitors are being routed and driven back with the death of Horus, and Rogel Dawn implants the Emperor in the Golden Throne, sustaining his mind using psychers and the black ships of today, and the Imperium that we know and semi-love, semi-despise, is born. And this range of models from Forge World, which was started in October of 2012, so just over 18 months ago now, began to show the models of that era, including a first look officially at the Primarchs. So there have been 2 releases. I think they're doing 1 every year. There have been 2 so far, October 2012 and October 2013. The one I have here, if I can just quickly find the page, is Angron. Angron is, or was, the Primarch of the World Eaters Legion, who became the Khorne Berserkers, which I will talk about if I do the Chaos Codex one of these days. And that, if the cameras... I hate these new White Dwarfs sometimes, the page can be really reflective. That is Angron, scenic base and all. Bashing aside his brothers on Istvan III, the first major engagement of the Heresy. If you want to know more about the Heresy, there are hundreds, well, dozens, maybe even 100 novels out there, starting with Horus Rising, Galaxy in Flames being Istvan III, Fulgrim, I think, being Istvan V, which was a massive disaster for the Imperium. Anyway, I just want to talk about these models because they're so different. You look at a Space Marine now. I'm just going to quickly grab another White Dwarf. This contains the tactical squad of today, and it looks like this. Mark 7 power armor. The Space Marines of then, of the Horus Heresy, looked something like, if I can just get a good picture, something like this. Mark IV, Mark V armour. And in one of the White Dwarfs there is something talking about the different power arms and how it's evolved, but it's a really different look of models than we have now. They all look, and you can see it in the Chaos Marines, some of the older, or the newer Chaos models look like the Heresy era. You can see their history dating back. And steadily, they've been adding to this range. So from the release of Angron all the way back in the Chaos Space Marines Codex issue way back in October 2012, they've been slowly expanding it. And last October, so October 2013, 6 months ago, just over as I record this, because obviously I'm hoping this will be on YouTube a little bit longer than I'm hoping, and they released Fulgrim. Fulgrim was the Primarch of the Emperor's Children, the only legion permitted, I believe, to wear the, what's it called, the Aquila. And I can't find him. Give me a moment, people. Sorry. It was released when the Dark Elf Army book came out, for those of you who are interested. Come on. A little bit of luck here, and I'll find it. Jeez Louise. Okay, I'm not having any luck. But I know he's in here. I've seen him in here before. And this is bugging me now. But they did release Fulgrim. I've got, if I can get the camera, no, I can't get the camera to zoom in enough on him. But he was one of the first Primarchs to swear loyalty to Horus alongside Angron. Sorry that I was looking for that. I could have sworn that model was in there, and probably when I stop recording I'm going to find it. I know I will, because I'm just like that and it's really annoying. So, but in the intervening time they released all sorts of different tanks, which you don't see now. They released variants on the tanks you see now, different patterns of Terminator armour, different squad constructions. For example, Space Marines with snipers, not just scouts with snipers that we see now. These were actually power armoured guys with snipers. Old style jump packs, because the jump packs of now are quite sloped. These jump packs were a lot more tubular. Well, is that the word? I don't know, but they were a lot more changed. Everything's evolved from now. You see it on the old, some of the newer Chaos models, like the Warp Talons and Raptors have these old antiquated jump packs. And I really like the Horus Heresy era. I never got into collecting it because it's Forge World, and usually, I can't really say for sure, but Forge World seemed more expensive than Games Workshop. Shock. I know. But they do a lot of stuff for this, and it's really cool. You can almost build it up. You can have some older models built into your newer army. You could have a full Heresy era army. And eventually, when they ever get round to it, they will do all the Primarchs. I think they've also done Ferrus Manus of the Iron Hands. I've seen a version of him. I don't know if it's a conversion on a Warhammer forum, but that's another matter again. And everyone's been waiting for these new Primarchs, and what are they going to look like? Are they going to stay true to the background? Because there is so much background now on these guys, and everybody's looking forward to it. So, for example, I'm personally looking forward to seeing Sanguinius of the Blood Angels. I'm looking forward to seeing Vulcan of the Salamander, because he's so unknown that I think he'd just be really cool. Jagtai Khan, Lehman Russ, Conrad Kurz, who apparently had lightning claws as long as your arm. They were awesome, these guys, these Primarchs. And they are just brilliant, and I can't wait to see what Forge World has to do. I don't know how much you guys know about the range, or if this has interested you in the range to go and have a look at it. There are scenario books and rule books now out. There are two, they get released alongside the Primarchs. One detailed is Stefan 3, and the other detailed is Stefan 5, and the Drop Zone Massacre, in which at least one Primarch got killed. Possibly more. Well, the Raven Guard were practically annihilated. The Iron Hands lost their Primarch. The Salamanders lost their Primarch. He's still missing, apparently. And all this was going on, and eventually it culminated in the Battle for Terra and the Imperial Palace, and the creation of the Imperium. So, as a background lover, it's great to see how times have changed. I've read the first few Heresy books, and I look at them and I think, is that what it was like in the Space Marine Legions? Because we don't see legions now. With the end of the heresy, the Ultramarines Primarch Robert Guilliman divided the legions up into chapters that we see today. And from there, the Imperium developed. All these Space Marine chapters appeared instead of having the legions. It was all about stopping anyone being too powerful. The Imperial Guard was formed. It used to be Navy and Guard together, and then they got split up so as they couldn't have. So a ground army couldn't have ships, and a ship rebellion couldn't have troops. All this changed because of one thing, or because one guy got it in his head that he could overthrow his dad. Basically, he had it done by Lorgar, no, not Lorgar, Erebus, who they've done a model for first chapter in Erebus, the World Bearers Legion. I may start doing a mini-series talking about some of the early history of the heresy from, where was it? Davin, no, not Davin, that's Star Wars. There was a place where Horus was stabbed, and the visions he had, and the battle for Isfahan 3, and everything else that occurred. And there is so much background to this, and I'd love to share it with you guys if you haven't seen it already. So, let me know, do you prefer the new era models, or do you actually have a fondness for the old stuff? Yes, you don't get all the cool new Centurions or other things that you get, but you get so much in terms of history, and I'd love to see what you guys have to say about it. Which Primarchs are you looking forward to? If you I obviously have shown you Angron, but I can't find Fulgrim for trying. So go and look them up, see if you have any favourites you're waiting for, what you think of the ones that have already been released. Perhaps just give me some feedback about what you think of the Heresy era. Is it a good idea? Is it best left to the hobbyists to decide? All that business. I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say. So be sure to let me know. If you want to see more, be sure to like the video, and it might just inspire me to do it, because juggling analysis and tactics and whatever else my head comes up with, and battle reports, it can get a bit forgetful, forgetting to do a heresy thing. But thank you for watching. As I say, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching again. I keep saying that. My name is Michael, and I will see you again, hopefully.